Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Ant on Music. I am your humble host, Ant, and before we get into it, just want to wish everyone a very, very happy New Year. I wonder if any of you took advantage of the huge sales over at Rhino Music and You Discover. You Discover Music had some pretty epic sales over the holiday season. I certainly did. I took advantage of both of those sales, and it was very worthwhile. I mean, so much so that I would have too much stuff to show you in one episode, so I'm just going to parse it out. Also, wanted to do a little music news. New Year is heating up already with new releases on their way. Coming before the end of this month, supposed to have new ones from Steve Hackett Live and Riverside, from their Identity tour, which I managed to see in New York, which was phenomenal. Also, Steven Wilson coming out in March with Overview. I can't remember the full name of it, but it's Overview Effect. That's it. That's coming out March 14th, as well as new Neil Francis. Definitely worth checking Neil Francis out. I've spoken about him on my podcast or YouTube channel, whatever the hell you want to call this. So definitely worth checking out. Neil Francis, up and coming artist, very cool stuff. As I said, I did take advantage of the sales, and also I convinced my beautiful wife to take advantage of the sales and get me my Christmas present. My Christmas present finally arrived after the new year, but that's cool because it's very, very much worth it. And Laura, I appreciate it beyond words. So we're just going to take a look at two bands. If you haven't figured it out by gazing at the albums behind me, we're going to take a look at Def Leppard and Yes. So I've got two box sets, and actually three box sets, and just one single album. So we'll take a look at that. Lots of colorful stuff. Got a mixture of vinyl and CD and all that stuff. So we're going to have, and also a proper unboxing of something in the box set variety. So first off, all right. Oh, wait. Oh, if you're new here, click that subscribe button. Want to grow this channel. Okay. Also, if you're not new here and you come in weekly, well, click the freaking subscribe button if you haven't already, for Christ's sake. Throw me a bone here. Also, drop a comment. I love the conversation, as well as thumbs up. Always appreciated. So let's jump into it. First thing I've got for you, Def Leppard. Very cool. This is a limited orange vinyl from a show they did in their hometown. Kind of odd because it was to celebrate the release of the Drastic Symphonies album, which was Def Leppard with orchestra, but this was stripped down, and it was basically for a hometown crowd. It's at the Lead Mill, all right, in Sheffield, and this one came out last year, I believe, and it is one night only at the Lead Mill, May 19th, Sheffield, 2023. Take a look at everything on here. Got the gatefold right there. Take a look at the sleeves and one of the slabs of vinyl. So you've got Joe Elliott right there, Phil Collin, and obviously you've got the track listing there, sides A and B, but we'll talk about it. Also, we've got the one-armed bandit right there on drums, and also Vivian Campbell and Savage on guitar and bass, respectively. And might as well take a look at the vinyl. It is a very cool see-through, funky orange vinyl right there. And it's a great set. You know, it's like they actually kicked all the way back to the very beginning of the band, which was really neat. So it's nice to see that, and it's great because Rick Allen can still handle all the drums with his setup on the drum kit. Kicks off with an oldie but goodie. You got Action, then Fire It Up, Let It Go, which I absolutely love. Too Late for Love, Excitable, Mirror Mirror, Look Into My Eyes, Slang, Kick, and then you go back to some of the older stuff with Bring It On the Heartbreak and Switch 625, probably one of the best 1-2 punches in their catalog. Then you have Hysteria, Pour Some Sugar on Me, and then going all the way back to Wasted. Definitely a great live set to have in the collection. Def Leppard is one of my wife's favorite bands, so I might as well do this considering I picked it up during the holidays. And also the fact that it is a cool orange vinyl, and hadn't showed that one to you before. All right, so there you go. All right, moving right along. Now we're going to have a proper unboxing, where I actually open the box. Always think this is stupid, but what the hell. Reason being I'm doing this way is simply because, as you see the little sticker there, all right? This came out, and to be honest with you, I was on the fence about picking it up, mainly because I have a lot of the material on it, but and at the price point it was selling for $100. I mean, the cheapest I've seen it is $77. All right, but since it was on sale, it was only $45. $45 for this Def Leppard Pyromania box set. How cool is that? So obviously I haven't opened it up as of yet. So let's peel the shrink and see what goodies we got inside. I remember when this came out, I was like, oh, I gotta get it. And then, like everything else in life, there's other stuff that I want to get before it. I know it's been discussed on other shows. It's been discussed on my buddy Augie's show, Augie's Vinyl Room. That's another channel you may want to check out. And with this, get this cool book. All right. Definitely going to start a fire there. Box of matches. It's got some cool pictures, obviously. Let's see what else we got in here. It's talking about how they came to reach the point of Pyromania. And there is the classic lineup of the band right there. That's a pretty decent hardback book. It's got all the information you'd want. I'm definitely going to give this a read. I'll report back to you on it when I get done with it. And then you've got the sleeve that contains all the discs. And look at that. Nice 5-disc set. One of them is a Blu-ray. Let's see what we got on here. Let's talk about it. All right, let's take a peek. So obviously you've got the original album, all right, with the original track listing for Pyromania. Got a close-up on the original album cover right there. And, this one has Rock Rock Till You Drop, Photograph, their classic track, Stage Fright, Too Late for Love, Die Hard the Hunter, Rock of Ages. God, my eyesight is bad. Action, Not Words, Billy's Got a Gun, and Coming Under Fire in there as well. It's a classic. I mean, it's probably one of their best albums, if not their best album. Also on here, you've got all sorts of outtakes and demos on the second disc. The first 7 are, first one is No You Can't Do That, and then you have 6 untitled ones. Then you pretty much got the album, rough mix versions from stuff on the album, and a couple other mixes as well. Disc 3. All right. Live at the Westfalenhalle, Dortmund, Germany, December 93. So this is one that I don't have in here, I haven't heard. So I'm real cool about trying to listen to this later on today. You got Rock Rock Till You Drop, Billy's Got a Gun, Foolin', Rock of Ages, Let It Go, Wasted. Love that track. And then you've got Live at the LA Forum, all right? And this has got Rock Rock Till You Drop, Rock Brigade, High and Dry Saturday Night, another hit and run, Billy's Got a Gun, Mirror Mirror, Look Into My Eyes, Foolin', Photograph, Rock of Ages, Bringing on the Heartbreak, Into Switch 625, Let It Go, Wasted, Stage Fright, and Traveling Band. And, pretty much these are mirroring the covers of the sleeves themselves, so we have that. And then finally, you get the Blu-ray, and the Blu-ray has the Dolby Atmos mix, and then you've got additional videos of the original music videos for Photograph, Rock of Ages, Foolin', Too Late for Love, and Rock Rock Till You Drop. So pretty cool set to have, and definitely worth the $45 I spent on it, which is much better than spending $100 on it. So that's worth it. You figure at $9 a disc, how can you beat it? And it comes in the cool case, slip cover. So that is that, and that's one of 3. Yes, I said 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 box sets that we have this week, because it's like box set mania, especially at Christmas time if you're a good boy. Apparently I was. The next ones we got 2 from Yes. Okay. One I've opened, one I haven't. And we got, once again, a mixture of disc and vinyl. First one we're going to look at, this came out also a couple of years ago. Once again, didn't have an opportunity to get it when it came out because whatever, it's like it got caught up getting other stuff. Talking about the Yes album. Now with the Yes album, this is has the Blu-ray version of the Yes album, which the Steven Wilson Atmos mix. I have the vinyl box set with all the Steven Wilson mixes that he did for them. So let's take a look here on the hype sticker. It's the definitive version of the 1971 Yes Classic. So this has 1 LP, CDs, and a Blu-ray. The new remaster of the original album, the Steven Wilson remixes, vocal and instrumental versions, rare and unissued outtakes, single versions, mono mixes, rare and previously unreleased live tracks from the 71 tour, and the new Dolby Atmos mix by Mr. Wilson, who is one of my favorite people in music currently. Looking forward to that new album, and I will make you sick of him when I'm done. So let's take a look here. Show you the hype sticker right there. Try and get it a little clear for you. There you go. And let's see what we got here. So you've got that. Got the back of it. I love the fact that it's album sized. And what do we got here? So let's take a look. We've got this nice booklet. All right. And this is, notes from Steven Wilson in there. So I'm definitely going to read that because I am a big Wilson devotee. And this is like, the proverbial Yes album. This is one that, broke them pretty big as far as, prog rock goes. And show this. It's a lot of verbiage in here, a lot of reading, not a lot of reading, but, a lot of reading as opposed to it being loaded with pictures of the band in action. And, we have here, let's take this out. We have the Blu-ray. All right. And this is the Steven Wilson version of everything. You got the 2023 stereo remaster and also the Wilson Atmos mix and the 5.1 mix, which I'll enjoy the 5.1. I don't have an Atmos setup yet. That will happen, I can guarantee it. Hopefully I'll get to it sooner rather than later. Then we have, in addition to that, we have the album remastered, nice heavyweight vinyl. And this is the album that contains Yours Is No Disgrace, Clap, Starship Trooper. I've Seen All Good People Live, which contains Your Move and All Good People, Adventure, and Perpetual Change. Pretty stellar album from Yes. It also has the 4 discs on CD, which have on it, let's see, the original album on the first disc, Steven Wilson 2014 and instrumental remixes, and then the rarities, which has Your Move, the single version, Starship Trooper, single version, Clap, studio version, Adventure, extended mix of that, Yours Is No Disgrace, mono version of Yours Is No Disgrace. Then you've got Clap, Starship Trooper, mono version of I've Seen All Good People, mono versions also of Adventure and Perpetual Change, Starship Trooper, instrumental, and I've Seen All Good People, an early take. And then disc 4 is a live concert from Gothenburg, Sweden in 71. And that is I've Seen All Good People, Your Move, Astral Traveler, and Every Days. And then live at the Yale Bowl. That which is a record store release. And if you go back to one of the record store release videos I put out earlier this year, that was released as a standalone, and that contains the tracks Yours Is No Disgrace, I've Seen All Good People, Clap, Classical Gas, and Perpetual Change. So happy to get this. I do try to get all the Yes stuff when it comes out, but I'll be honest with you, it is really difficult. And this was through Rhino. Rhino had a really fantastic sale, which, like I said, I managed to grab some stuff that I didn't have prior. This was one of those things. Now to the biggie. All right. This is the Big Mamma Jamma. All right. So what we're going to talk about first is the set list. I should put on a weightlifting belt because of the weight of this thing. Ugh. Now, originally, I'd received this back when it was first released on CD. Also from my wife, also at Christmas. All right. The price point on this was ridiculous. It was like over $500. Is it worth it? For $500, it's kind of hard to part with $500. But when you get it for basically half price, it's kind of hard to say no. Especially when it's Christmas. All right. And what this is 7 shows from 1972. Okay. And you have shows from Maple Leaf Gardens, and all the shows go from October 31st through November 20th. And this is a limited number edition box set. And I managed to get number 1609 of 1972. All right. 1972 for the year of the tour. So as I was saying, God, this is heavy. Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto on October 31st, Ottawa Civic Center, then Duke University, Greensboro, University of Georgia, Knoxville Civic Auditorium, which they released as a standalone album for Record Store Day, so you have that. And also the Nassau Veterans Coliseum show on Long Island here in New York. Now, the cool thing about this is, and I, let this stand, you have the cigarette box opener on there. Never really too thrilled with those. They always have a tendency to break, so going to be as gentle as I can with this thing. First thing you have when you open it up, you get a booklet on these albums, all right? And the cool thing about this was that, Yes released two of their classic lineup albums that year. They have Rick Wakeman in the band at this point. So you have Fragile and Close to the Edge. This is the Close to the Edge tour. And they also released the highlights album of that, but obviously since I own it in its entirety, I'm not going to get the highlights. This was the tour that they used for the Yes Songs album. And it's kind of cool to have several different shows from that tour. They were really at the peak of their performing powers at that point, as we take a look at some of the photos of the band traveling. And the set list, like I said, the thing with this is the set list is the same every single disc, but you do get differences and nuances in the performances over the course of the 7 discs, which is, or I should say 21 discs, 7 albums. So what you have here is for each disc, all right, you have the opening, which is an excerpt from the Firebird Suite, which they come out to. Then they go into Siberian Cartru, I've Seen All Good People, Heart of the Sunrise, Mood for a Day, Clap, and You and I, which has Court Alive, Eclipse, The Preacher and the Teacher, and Apocalypse. Then you have Side D, which is the Close to the Edge suite. Okay. Then you get a solo from Mr. Wakeman, excerpt from The 6 Wives of Henry VIII, Roundabout, and then you finish off with Norris Is No Disgrace. So why do you need 7 of these? Well, like I said, it's great to have a whole tour, especially of a band at their peak. And what made this worthwhile for collectors, and I'm only going to show you the outer sleeves and then one album because they're all the same inside. So you have each album cover done by Roger Dean, and it's different for each of the releases on this. So trifold sleeve, right? On the back, you have that. So this is the first one. This is the one from Maple Leaf Gardens. And all the vinyl is colored, all right? And each 3-record set has a color. So obviously this is red from the Maple Leaf Gardens tour. Stop, and we'll take a look at the next one. in and out. Also want to think about, this is the week that David Bowie also had his birthday, and the week that he passed away. Makes me think about it is Rick Wakeman, because Wakeman did play with Bowie. Some cool artwork from Roger Dean. My buddy Goose knows Mr. Dean when he had his band, Ad Infinitum. He did the cover for that album. Go and find that. That's some really deep down hidden prog stuff. Second one in the series, all three are orange. Very cool. I also want to hope that everyone out in LA, my wife and daughter out in LA this week, and they're experiencing the fires. Hopefully, you know, they're fine, they're safe. But I have friends out there, guys in the music industry, guys that are actors and whatnot, and they're and just regular people too. And they're regular people, really. Hoping they're all safe. And this one's a beautiful blue. Check this out. That's really cool. That's a pretty record. All right. And this one is from Duke. Should have told you where the second one was from. Second one is from Ottawa. So now they moved down to Duke University on November 11th of 72. And I'm very familiar with all the material on this because, like I said, I have the CD box set for a couple of years. This is Greensboro moving up the line. And this is, as I always say, the DJ Nightmare. I mean, it is crystal clear. I think they're calling that Coke bottle green, but it looks a little lighter than that. It's basically transparent. Another beautiful cover by Mr. Dean. Always reminds me of the Shire in The Lord of the Rings. And this is almost like a beige, kind of a smoky color there. And this is from the University of Georgia. November 14th, 72. Just 2 to go. And this is Knoxville. You can tell they just reused it again. And this one is a cool forest green. Don't know how much the camera's picking up on that, of the color of this, but it's very pretty in person. Always wonder why they chose this one for the Record Store Day, and I wonder if they're going to start releasing each and every one for Record Store Day, because that would be a nightmare. That's basically just a cash grab as far as I'm concerned. And finally, we end up in New York, out on Long Island. That's a really cool cover there. It's like, really, you look at that cover, and then you look at this one. This one's really cool. Should have put this one out, but don't put it out now. This is almost like very light blue, bluish green. So that is everything. Like I said, the set list is the same, album to album on this, but me being a big Yes fan, had to have, and I really do appreciate my wife getting this for me for Christmas. Really thank her for that. And I thank all of you. Thanks for tuning in week after week. Listen to me babble about music. I think I may finally get off my ass and do some guilty pleasures next week. I know I've been saying this since like October, but I think that may be the case. You know, it's time to talk about some of my guilty pleasures in music and dig a little deeper into my collection. But anyhow, thank you for stopping by, checking me out week after week. Really do appreciate you. And as I always say, peace, one love, music. I'm out.